to hit his numbers other than these last couple games. Look for him to be a factor.
On second down, pressure comes. Howell's in trouble, sprints out and finds Robinson down the sideline, and Robinson on the run. He's going to take it all the way for a Washington touchdown.
That looked pretty, and just a broken quick game play that Sam Howell turns into a huge momentum swing.
Sly's extra point off the upright, and it's no good.
You can silence him really quickly with plays like that.
Smith and Jigba on the edge, breaks one tackle, and down near the 35.
They got to figure out a way to stay on the field and run more plays.
1 for 12 last week as Smith throws on the cross. It's Smith and Jigba. There's a first down, banged out of bounds at the Washington 41-yard line. 3rd down and 10. Smith steps up in the pocket. Outlet to Smith and Jigba, lunging for the first down. The ball pops out, but it's the ground that forced the ball out, and it's going to be about a half a yard shy. 45-yard try for Jason Myers, and the kick for Myers is good.
Capture the edges of a defense, a totally different attack.
2nd down and 10. Howell pressured, floats to the side, throws across his body to McLaurin, who makes the catch for the first down at the 42. Trey Brown on the tackle.
All that freedom in the back end, a huge pickup for the Seahawks.
3rd and 14. Howell has to check it down out of the backfield. It's Gibson, and he's yanked down well shy of the first.
I just don't think this raises to that level of flagrant or egregious where you disqualify from the game.
Dean, thanks so much as DK Metcalf gets the first down, twisting across the 25 to the 27. Smith with time, lots of time, looking for Metcalf on the sideline, and the ball's incomplete. 3rd down and 3 for Washington. Howell out of the backfield, it's Gibson. Made a man miss on the sideline. It was Jamal Adams, and another Seattle missed tackle. Huge problem a week ago for the Seahawk defense. It's another quick toss to Bates, the tight end. Good power after the Adams contact as we get a game break from Carissa. 3rd and 2. Howell with time. Short toss. Logan Thomas turns it into a long gain and out of bounds inside the Seattle 35. Quandre Diggs caught up to him after a 17-yard pickup. To hear the veteran coordinator growing from the young quarterback. 3rd down and 7. Howell under pressure and almost intercepted. Gibson whiffed on the catch.
Poor mechanics in my opinion.
49-yard try for Joey Sly, and the kick by Sly gives Washington a 9-3 lead with 12:06 remaining in the first half. Pete Carroll was raving about it when we were talking about it before the game. They set up the screen to Disley, and Disley with a little bit of running room, barreling forward across the 40 and out of bounds.
DK Metcalf makes the quarterback right on.
2nd down and 10. Washington rushing 4, finds a little bit of an opening and a first down into Washington territory. The diving catch by Tyler Lockett for 13.
To try and run zone, a basic play.
And on 2nd down, a quick find for DK Metcalf in space, making men miss, and Metcalf stopped at the 30-yard line.
That man down.
From the 30-yard line, Gino to the sideline again. This is Charbonnet with the catch, and Charbonnet settles for a gain of 6 to the 24. Smith checks it wide. Oh, he had Charbonnet on the edge, and he just missed him.
And worked the field side, the combo of Lockett and Metcalf.
43-yard try from Myers is good, and Seattle on the board with its 2nd field goal of the day from Jason Myers. Seahawks rush 4. Howell flushed. Mafe chasing. Ball deflected and incomplete. 3rd down and 4. Washington rushes 4. Smith in some trouble. Steps up. He can run. And he will run for a first down and more, sliding at midfield to move the chains. A 13-yard scamper for Geno Smith. That's what we were waiting for. Thank you, Chris. 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line. And a little bit of a crease for Walker. Breaks a tackle and down to the 30-yard line. St. Just.
9 off the porch. He's running.
Off the play fake. Smith. Sideline. Bobo with the grab. And Bobo. Smith looking. throws short. Catch is made and then tossed down. Colby Parkinson trying to turn it upfield, but David Mayo would have none of it. 33-yard field goal try to tie it. The kick is good, and we're tied at 9.
And you got to look to the sideline to see what's going on.
Now 3rd and 3 and incomplete. Jahan Dotson trying to make the one-hand grab
Before they get the ball again at the beginning of the third quarter.
from the 28 on first down. Geno Smith to the air. DK Metcalf with the pluck and a first down out near the 44-yard line.
Ready for a little pressure on Geno.
Well, as Laura told us, nobody bounces back better than a Pete Carroll team. As Charbonnet into the secondary with a first down and more. Down to the 33-yard line. Now that second timeout used by Seattle after the 12-yard run.
Changing pizza slices.
First down and 20, trying to get back into field goal range. Nice pitch and catch to DK Metcalf.
It puts a chaotic start, to say the least.
Geno Smith under pressure, got to get rid of the football, and he just plops it down on the turf. It's an incomplete pass.
Oh, that's a half.
Intentional grounding, offense number 7.
Yeah, that's
My
a
rule,
half.
this foul happened under 10 seconds and a half. It's a 10-second runoff. Half's over.
Oh,
Pete Carroll was saying, was his elbow down?
What coach is talking about, but you run it on first down, you've got to get positive yards.
Howell pressured. Mafe on the chase. Howell gets rid of it to Robinson down the sidelines. Very similar to the touchdown pass as Robinson takes it all the way to the Seattle 21. Howell. Pocket collapsing, and Howell's going to go down. It's the 7th straight game with a sack for Boye Mafe, and that's a Seattle record. From 47, the hold is down. Plenty of leg for Sly, who was hitting from 62 in warm-ups, and he bangs this one home. But a 7th straight game with a sack. That's a 6-point swing right there. Seattle didn't get the field goal. Washington did. Smith to the sideline. Coming back to get it is DK Metcalf, and that'll be a Seattle first down.
Pacquiao punch, probably a run.
Oh, the play fake. And then the check down. Walker, the defender in front of him, stumbled, and that gives Walker space. And now Walker with extra space. Down the sideline. He is gone. Touchdown, Seattle. Second down and 5. Howell, designed quarterback keep, and Howell taking some punishment, but dragging tacklers. The ball is out. Scooped up by the Seahawks. Reek Woolen covers it up, and it's Seattle football. You'd think they would have noticed it with that giant yellow spotlight. 3rd and 7 at the 49. Smith under pressure. Flag is down, and he throws this one away. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Howell back to the air on first down and back to his tight end, John Bates, or rather Logan Thomas, who makes that catch.
I mean, look at how tight this coverage is, top to bottom.
2nd and 10. Howell flushed. Rolling, throws on the run, and out of bounds is Byron Pringle with his first catch of the day. 8 different receivers today for Washington. 3rd and 3. Where will Howell look this time? He throws it low, and it is caught.
Some of these wins are just flipping field position, getting a field goal. It's not touchdowns every time.
Howell under pressure again. He wanted to go deep, and then all of a sudden he looked up, and the Seahawks were on his doorstep. You go back to the top of your screen on first down. Geno Smith looking left all the way, looking for Lockett on the sideline. He makes the catch and hops out of bounds with a Seattle first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Charbonnet again, a little hesitation, then burst up the middle. Another 10 for Charbonnet. Yes, you got your second
2
glass.
glasses.
Quick swing to Lockett with a lot of blockers in front, trying to lower his shoulder pads and get.
Quick handoff inside.
4th and 1. There's that quick handoff. Charbonnet weaving through traffic. He's got the first down. Oh, a little zig, a little zag, and then a burst for 7 for their last 8 on 3rd down. It's been a trouble spot all year. 3rd down. Smith floats left to the sideline. Lockett with a catch, but out of bounds.
Get rid of the football and give this defense a chance to make some plays. They've done an excellent job.
And the field goal from 45, drifting but through.
He leaned into that again this week, saying we define us. The media gets a shot, but we define who we are.
Well, that's what they've done today. They've tried to define it, and now a defining run perhaps for Brian Robinson.
To pierce this defense, a couple missed tackles there. That was an issue last week in Baltimore.
Robinson again on the ground. Finds a little opening, and another first down for Brian Robinson. Clapping for the snap. Seattle rushes 4. Howell throws it over to Thomas, who's got the first down at the 35. Second down and 10. Howell over the middle on the run. And a first down and more inside the 20. Robinson with his 6th catch of the day. And after a broken tackle by Witherspoon, he gets 16. From the 19 on first down. Howell with Mafe in his face. Floats it to the sideline. Gibson with the catch. Gibson with a Washington touchdown.
Coming back strong.
Smith off the play fake, sets it up for his tight end Fant, and Fant is buried. When you saw Washington arguing that it was uncatchable, but I don't think when you get a hand on it that it's uncatchable.
Formation. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Oh, and Washington.
Pass interference. Defense number 25.
Well, they're claiming uncatchable.
First down for the Seahawks.
I don't know. That was close.
First and 5 at the 28. Smith throws it short. Lockett crossing at the 20-yard line, pointing out tie game. Under 4 to play. Smith on the roll, throws for the goal line. It is caught for the touchdown. Lockett going low to pull it in. Got the feet in bounds, and he gives Seattle the late lead. Second and 9 at the 30. Howell in the pocket, over the middle. His tight end with the grab, short of the first down.
What beat him last drive, and he's already made the adjustment.
Third and 2. 4-man rush. Howell throws complete. First down, McLaurin. The Commanders with a 3rd and 10. Howell, backside pressure, throws short. Gibson with the grab, churning forward, and Gibson with the late dive about a yard short of the first down. 4-man rush. Howell throws. McLaurin with a catch, and the drive continues.
Don't forget your halfbacks, even in situations like this. Quick, easy completion here gets a 4th and manageable.
3rd down and 10. Howell scanning the field, throwing over the middle. It's caught at the 15. De'Ami Brown, he'll take it to the house for the touchdown.
To pressure, and this O-line saying laser, laser. They're all blocking to the left.
Here comes that pressure. Quick dart. Metcalf with a catch. And Metcalf down at the 49-yard line. Pete Carroll will use his final timeout. Need about the 35, 38-yard line to feel comfortable. Smith
ball down. He's got to get down.
He's got it. Metcalf fighting.
You can't fight for
He's
yards.
He's got to hurry. 15 seconds and counting. They've got to unstack and spike it. 8 seconds. 7 seconds.
Snap
They'll
it
have
with
time.
4. He's going to snap it with 4.
Snaps it, spikes it, and Seattle with a chance to win it. Jason Myers for the Seattle win. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. Seattle wins it. 29-26. The final.